I30M caught partner 27F out about something. Advice? So, I've 30M been together with my partner, 27F, for just over 1 year. We moved into her house and things have been great. I met one of her exes. Let's call him Mark, through work long before we got together, and he said that he'd just moved to the area with my now partner and they'd bought the house together. When I questioned my partner about this, she stated that they did not buy the house together and that she'd in fact bought it with the ex before Mark. I left it at that. Fast forward a year, I came across a mortgage agreement between her and Mark. I questioned this as I felt lied to. She stated that it was irrelevant and that it didn't matter, that's why she chose to omit it and not tell me the full story. The agreement is settled and now in her name only. Which I accepted. One day later she says that she feels as though I don't trust her, or that I'm looking for issues. I made a comment that, are there any more skeletons in your closet that I should know about? And she took offense at this and thinks I'm insinuating something. My point is, I felt lied to in the first place. She said it doesn't matter, but I feel like she should have been truthful. Now she feels bad and feels like I'm looking for issues or trying to catch her out, and that she doesn't have to tell me about her past. Thoughts? She did lie to you. Sounds like she's getting defensive about being caught and is probably insecure, but it doesn't excuse the lie. You did trust her until you had proof not to. Has she apologized for lying or taken any accountability? Well, omitting the truth is still lying, so she needs to own up and not repeat it. OBV. I feel like you don't trust me. Well, that tends to happen when people lie. Wow. Well, facts over feelings. She lied or misled, right? I wouldn't have let it slide. I came across the paperwork when her sister had been rummaging through the bedroom. She had been acting weird all day. I had to ask many times what was wrong for her to say, nothing, which she's never done before. Then came out and told me that she was upset that I'd asked and that she felt like I don't trust her. She also got mad at me for asking what was wrong and that she felt forced to tell me upside down face, literally felt like I could or say nothing right. I just wanted some clarity, opinions on the situation because I feel weirded out. Why lie? That's the question that needs to be answered. What's there she doesn't want you to see or know? People generally lie for a reason. Since you know her ex and she's acting so cagey, maybe ask him why she's being so freaking weird about things that don't really matter at face value. I, M19, found a text between my girlfriend, F19, and a guy she said was gay. Okay, so a lot of context needed here. I, M19, and my girlfriend, F19, had been together for 3 years since high school. We went through a rough patch recently and both decided to take a break because she has been dealing with stress from her parents about finding a job and I was stressing about college. Before this break we both agreed to not get with other people and use this time to focus on ourselves, figure things out, and come back together stronger. She also brought up doing no contact since she didn't want it to feel like we were still together. I agreed, although it would be hard since we text each other all the time. Fast forward a month and things weren't going too well. She had called me numerous times late at night drunk, telling me we should get back together and how much she misses me. Although I missed her and wanted to see her, I knew she was only saying this because she was drunk. So I would tell her she should wait till the morning and we can talk about it. Only for her to not end up contacting me the following morning. Fast forward another 2 months and things are better. We've started talking again and she's found a job at a big retail store in town. As things were getting better we started to hang out more and more. But there would be times while we're hanging out where she would get a text on Discord from Grant, fake name. I thought nothing of it at first because she had talked about him when we were together and how they played Roblox, Minecraft together. Until it started constantly happening. I brought it up one day and she told me, oh, it's nothing to worry about, he's gay. So I thought nothing of it after that. But one night I'm over at her house and we're watching a movie on her iPad. Now context, she had her iCloud synced from her phone to her iPad, so any notifications from her phone would go to her iPad. So we're watching some random movie and a notification pops up from Grant, something saying, hey, just got home from work, wide. I looked over and joked something about, oh look, your BFS texting. We laughed and kept watching. Later into the movie she fell asleep like she usually does when we watch something. And another notification from him pops up, this time asking, are you ready? Now I know you're not supposed to go through other people's stuff and I know it's an invasion of their privacy. But it was so late in the night I was suspicious. So I opened it and I found that Grant isn't actually gay but very much straight. During our break they had been sending flirty posts and I guess it got to a point where they would call each other at night and fall asleep on the phone. Which hurt to see because that's something we used to do a lot. I know he's into her because in their text she says something about, you know you want me and I miss hearing your voice. Now I didn't scroll too far back because I wanted to save my sanity. But keep in my mind they had been talking while we were together before we went on a break. I ended up having to text my dad because I suffer from extreme anxiety and suffered panic attacks but had gotten medication and was doing better. He was able to calm me down and I decided to just leave and go home knowing I wouldn't be able to talk to her in that moment. I don't know what to do now. I don't really understand why she lied about him being gay. And IDK if I should bring it up to her or just leave. We had a great relationship and I believe as being young when we met is why things are different now since we've grown a good amount. Do I talk to her about it? Edit. Gonna talk things over with my parents tonight and try and form some plan on what to do next. Sorry I have responded to any comments I passed out when I got home and everything's just kind of been a blur. She lied to you to keep flirting, or more, with him. It is pretty clear, isn't it? I don't really understand why she lied about him being gay. You do understand, you just don't want to accept it. Sorry. If you want to attempt to salvage this relationship then you need to ask about them and their history directly. Inform her that any lies and the relationship is dead. She will likely slowly trickle truth you but push for real answers. Break up. Wake up. Well, she lied and covered up the truth, which is usually worse than the truth itself. You are young and should take this as strikes 2 and 3 from her. She's out. Quit wasting your time with her. Obviously she's still keeping her options open. You guys are young. We broke up because she was stressed about family and finding a job. And you were stressed about college. No contact because she didn't want to feel like you were still together. Imagine saying that to someone you've dated for 3 years. Good thing you weren't married or had children. Oh, I'm stressed out, we should break up. Now, she's lying straight to your face about cheating. Oh, he's gay. Shocker, he's straight. Oh, we just texted while on break. Shocker, they've been in contact for a very long time. Why would she lie to your face about him? You had a great relationship, that you know of. She's been in contact with Grant for a while, it didn't just start while you were on break, and it's still going on. Mike, 27M, girlfriend, 24F, of 2 years kinda ruined my birthday? So Mike, 27M, birthday, the 16th, started off pretty good, brunch with family all good. But just went downhill. Girlfriend of 2 years, we're LDR but still, starts off with just sharing TikToks, then talks about how her friend she just started talking to again is going to start playing a game they play again. Spamming me with cheering emotes and such. I congratulate her, she goes on to tell me how she got them to start playing again, and it was some kind of begging, and tending to his needs, more than just teasing. Now normally wouldn't bother me, as she likes to see me jealous, but I really wasn't having it at this moment so I just said, so my birthday gift from you is, you cheating on me? And then, I get a text from the friend wishing me happy birthday. And 5 minutes later she texts back, your birthday gift is later, still hasn't wished me happy birthday at all. So a little later I text her with a little flirty joke, she blows it off, doesn't reply to me a while then texts me randomly, piss face? I reply with, huh? She doesn't get back to me all day. Still sends me a few TikToks later in the night though, and now she's more than likely passed out. There were a few other things, but that was the big one. I'm pissed and sad, and I want to talk to her about it, but I have zero idea on how to even start. IDK what's going on here, she sounds like a teenager. Have you ever even met in person? She's not your GF. And she doesn't sound 24. Don't waste any more time messaging her. Find someone who lives near you to date in actual real life. Happy belated birthday cake. Give yourself the perfect gift and dump the girlfriend. Have you actually met this person? If she can't do something as simple as wishing her boyfriend a happy birthday then I'm sorry to say, she doesn't like you much. Your girlfriend sounds really immature and more like a teenager. Sounds like you tried to talk to her but she's busy being weird and watching TikToks. I honestly would try to talk again the next day but if she doesn't understand then I break it off. F25 told me, M25, after we were intimate several times that she has HSV 1 and 2. I feel betrayed. I, M25, matched with a stunning woman on Hinge, F25, about a month ago, and we hit it off fantastically. Her and I enjoy the same things and we have had plenty of great conversations. We went on a few dates over the course of this past month, and eventually, her and I got intimate a couple of weeks ago. However, after the 4th or 5th time we had gotten intimate, she wanted to have a discussion with me, so a few days later, she told me that she has had HSV 1 and 2 for about 6 years now. I am torn because, despite using protection every time, I still feel like she should have disclosed that fact to me sooner. Even with protection and a lack of outbreak symptoms, contracting HSV from a person from intercourse is possible, though less likely than without protection. She also let me know that she also isn't on any antiviral medication to help suppress her HSV. I have pretty severe OCD and the anxiety has been very intense, so I went pretty wild on doing research. I learned tons and saw that HSV 1/2 really isn't that bad and heavily stigmatized, But that's not the problem really. The issue I'm facing is that I feel like I didn't get a choice in the matter of putting myself at risk, and she made that decision for me. She never asked me if I was willing to take that chance and risk it, and that bothers me. I realize I should have asked about her history as well, but I also don't like the idea that I wasn't made aware of it before the first time we got intimate, regardless of me asking or not. Again, I take partial responsibility for not asking, but I also know that if it were me, I would immediately say something about having HSV if it looked like things were about to get intimate. Are my fears and discomforts just overblown anxiety and off base? Edit. I will also add that I won't be pursuing any sort of legal action. That's not what this is about at all. I respect her a ton still and empathize with her personal history, so I am absolutely not going to do that to her. She is incredibly kind and generous and doesn't deserve to have that thrown away. I just wanted to know if my feelings were valid or not if I should take legal action. That's out of the question. Maybe I'm being too forgiving, but I don't care. I just want everyone to be happy at the end of the day. No, she should have told you before having sexual contact. Your feelings are valid. That's terrible of her. I honestly would break it off immediately. That's a huge sign of bad character. She decided for you to put you at risk of something that you would carry for the rest of your life without even mentioning it. Seriously, run. I get cold sores HSV-1. I told my partner from the very first date before we had our first kiss and sexual encounters that I have the virus. When I have an outbreak, we abstain from kissing, touching and sex for about 2-3 weeks, or when the cold sore is gone. There's still a risk even with the precautions we take, but 12 years together he still hasn't caught it. He gets tested yearly to check if he has antibodies. This is significant other wrong of HER. I'd be mad angry. And you should get tested within the next 3-6 months to check for antibodies. Know your feelings are valid. That's a terrible way to start a relationship in my opinion. Technically speaking, although it might have serious side effects, it is a lifelong virus, and once a person is infected, the virus remains in the body for the rest of their life. That's a big fucking deal to me. Isn't it illegal in some places to not disclose this information before being intimate with someone? Your feelings are valid, but there's nothing you can do about it at this point except stop seeing her.